Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Harvestella Job Class Guide. This is going to be part 3, covering the two classes that we get from Chapter 3b, the Bulla's Requiem, and they are the Woglinde, or Woglinde. It's got an interesting pronunciation that no one really knows, and the Mechanic. As you can see, we're already in Woglinde, and it is the first of the two that you're going to get. It is a magical range class, and its default damage type is either water or wave. The game actually distinguishes between the two, as you can see, but it doesn't really matter so much. I believe it's water, but I could be wrong. Anyways, starting with your abilities, you're gonna get Song of Waves. The thing about this class is it's very much a buffing support style class, or it's more let your companions do most of the damage for you. But it's really good in that role. So, for example, you have Song of Waves will temporarily raise your magic defense above and beyond doing the wave and water damage. And to test that off, we'll show that off here. Get a little closer on these guys will come out. And there we go. Ooh, well, that's not going to help us, I think, because he's weak to one or the other, and it does both. So, it's a good ability. Your second ability is going to be called Song of Stillwater, and it will lower the target's physical attack, which is good. It's got some debuffs as well. The mechanic class also has debuffs, so these two classes go really well together for that. And it's another little damage field for wave and water damage. So, for example, we will do that, and now he's doing less damage. And you can see it's creating that little field that's continuing the damaging it. So, what's next? Well, that's mostly it for the first tier. You are going to have, increased wave damage, which isn't itself a guarantee that you're doing wave damage as your base, because the fighter class has one like that for increased fire damage. You'll get your job cooldown, Song of Waves, and stance normal attack. So this is not one that gets like step. Most magic and range classes don't do that. Moving on to tier 2, you're going to get a third ability called Song of the Moon, which, like it says, it just decreases your skill cooldown time. It's a nice buff. Works across classes. So we don't have any buffs. Oh, yes, we do. We have our magic defense plus 20. So let's just throw that on. And it will now tell us we have a 50% skill cooldown. Great. So, and this will stack with food buffs that do it as well, and drink buffs and the like. So you can get your skills to cool down really, really fast. Looking at the rest of that tier, you're going to mostly get improvements to everything else, but you are going to get 20% increased magic damage. This is your cross-class one. And increased water damage by 20%. And then finally, into tier 4, your cross-class ability is going to be reducing physical damage taken. And your new ability is going to be called Song of Prayer. This is the only ability that doesn't get multiple tiers in this, or multiple levels in this class, but it's well worth it. It is a buff. It raises physical magic attack and restores health over time. So, for example, we will cast that. And you can see, that there we go, the 407. And yeah, this is not a class for destroying this thing. So, moving on to our other class for the day. You do get this from, one last thing for this class. The Woglinde you'll get when you recruit Emo, which basically effectively happens when you reach the Coral Shrine. Moving on, the Mechanic class. You'll get this one about halfway through the Coral Shrine when Hein officially joins you. And it is a physical, melee range class. It has a very slow attack speed. It's got it has a powerful hit, but then you have to stop and reset, and then you can hit again. but it makes up for that because, again, it's powerful. And its abilities tend to do either multiple hits, especially in rapid succession, and or have debuffs. So, for example, Armed Launch does crushing attack and lowers the target's physical defense. By the way, this class does crushing as its default damage, but also has a lot of attacks that also do earth damage. So, for example, we'll switch over, and you can see, bam, there's our hit. Moving right along. Of course, it's almost on the opposite side of the wheel. You're going to have Arm Launch 2, Step, Shorten Cooldown, the usuals, and Triple Break. This is going to launch 3 consecutive strong attacks with the Pile Bunker, which is what your attack thing is. So it's going to look like this. It's a charge class thing. Next, going on to Tier 2. Oh, passed it. You're going to have access to, you'll have Screwdrive. This is where you'll start having Earth attacks. It's going to do crushing and earth attack damage, and will cause continual damage for a time, which is, let's take a look and see what the exact continual effect damage type is. It's not dealing it on this guy because he's a boss. But you can see, it's good for that multiple hits thing. And finally, keep going past it. In Tier 2, you're also going to get increased earth damage. That's going to be your passive for Within class. And increase food item effect, or raise food item effect. This supposedly will do healing by about 20%. It's inconsistent as to whether or not it does like buffs, like physical attack, physical defense, whatever, from food items, but it does stack with the fighter's effect of the same thing. This is your cross class for this tier. In your third tier, you're going to get all your abilities to level 3, as well as break gauge fill rate, 20%. So that's, you can see like how fast the break gauge on this boss, the spear, is going up. Well, that's your cross class. And finally, your final ability, Rising Impact. Crushing an earth attack, stuns the target, and makes their break gauge easier to fill. So this is a great class to pair with something like Shadow Walker, which does more damage when their break gauge has been filled. So, final attack. Charge up. And there you go, we got a double break. Now, one last thing to note about this class. Even though it's a slow attack speed, what you can do, so there's your default attack. And I'm spamming the button. So what you can do, you can hold and charge. And hit up to 3 times, I believe it is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And boom. Just kill it. And there we go. That is it for the mechanic and the Woglinde. Next week, we will be covering the Pilgrim and the Avengers, some of my favorite classes. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section below what you want to see next. We're nearing the end of this game. We're over halfway through on the stream, and we are probably running out of a few, I'll have a few more videos for after we finish these guides on the job classes. But we are definitely nearing the end. So let me know in the comments below what you want to see next. Until next time, I'll see ya. Bye.